Alright guys, so this is going to be another test review class. So we're basically just going to go through again, practice all of the techniques for the Blue Chevron exam. I'm going to again tell you which ones I want to see from which angle and how many times. So the first thing that we're going to do is going to be our footwork. So we're going to start off with our forward broken triangle footwork. So we're going to do it from 3 angles, 1, 2, 3. And then we're basically going to go to the points of the triangle 4 times total at each one. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start facing off this direction. And I'm going to go back. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to change directions. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're getting off of that point of the triangle each time. I don't want you to leave that foot there as we go back. We're getting off that point of the triangle. All right, so that was our forward broken triangle. Next is going to be our reverse broken triangle. Same thing, we're going to do 3 angles going to the points of the triangles 4 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to change to the front angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that foot comes off of that point of the triangle. We're not going to keep one foot there. Next is going to be our step up and back footwork. Again, basically the same things are going to apply. So I'm going to start with 1 foot in front. I'm going to go up, back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that was our footwork. We did it again from 3 different angles, and we basically did 4 times, which is 2 on each side, on each angle. So the next thing we're going to do is our single nunchaku techniques. So the first thing that we've got is our reverse around the neck. So a reverse around the neck, you can just show it here, bounce, and then bounce off again. So it's just going to be like this. So because we are able to switch sides easily, we're going to do 4, 4, 4, and that's 2 on each side. So we can start off with just bringing it back to the same side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. Now this one we're going to have 5 angles, so the single nunchaku have 5 angles. So I'm going to face this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. This direction. If I want, I could stay from this position and then go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that was our reverse around the neck. So next is going to be our reverse inward figure 8. You're going to notice there's a whole bunch of reverses. I think I've made jokes about this before, but there's a whole bunch of reverses in this. Our next one is going to be our reverse inward figure 8. I kind of just like to do this and then go and do the hand roll to get to it. And then just do it 1, 2, 3, 4, so, and then keep going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just go ahead, switch to the other side, and you can do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to stop with this, you can just turn. All right. Next is going to be our reverse outward figure 8. So I'm doing my outward figure 8, and then I can do my hand roll if I want, and just go right into this. I'm in that reverse grip, doing my outward figure 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, switch to the other side, starting off with that outward figure eight. And again, you don't have to do the hand roll first. You can go ahead and just put yourself into this position and then go with that outward figure eight. Completely up to you. I just usually find it's easier for me to get in the motion of it if I start with that and do a hand roll. All right. So that was our reverse outward figure eight, again done from 5 different angles. Our next is going to be our lateral under over. Lateral under the armpit, over the shoulder. So start here, we'll go 1, bring it out, 2, 3, 4. If you miss it, that's fine. Go back, do it again. 1. I expect quite a few misses on this one actually. This is one of the more commonly missed ones. So just do your 4, 2 on each side, as you do all 5 angles. All right, so our next one is going to be our downward same side switch. Another one that I kind of expect a little bit more misses on is our downward same side switch. So we're here, bring it up, and catch it here. And if you want, you can bring it on and do the same thing on the other side, or you can practice it again. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn. Or if you'd like, you can just go here, switch hands, go for your catch, switch hands. This one's it can be a little bit more complicated than just switching. If you want to go bam and then feed it right to the other hand, it's up to you if you want to do it that way or just switching. I kind of recommend just switching, but it's a different perspective. So we're going to go this direction now. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to add a little spin in there, you can do that as well. It's going to be the same motion. It might just help you change the angle, so it'll be a little bit easier. Again, completely up to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that one I have probably some of the most trouble with, especially usually on my right side, because it kind of feels weird to raise that up, especially with my bad shoulder. But that's fine. So if you miss it, I don't care. Just do it again. I want to see you do it again. Obviously, try not to miss it every time, but if you miss it every now and then, 3 or 4 times, it's still not that big of a deal. All right, so the next thing that we're going to move on to is going to be our hand roll. So our hand roll, if you feel really confident about it, you can just start doing this and show me that you can do both sides. That's fine. If you're not confident about it yet, I don't expect you to be very proficient unless you've already practiced that a bunch. You can just demonstrate the hand roll one way, hand roll the other way. One way, other way. So I'm going to do 2, change directions. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's actually 4 because it's 1 going forward and 1 going backward. And then the same thing again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Change directions. 1, 2, 1, 2. Change. 1, 2, 1, 2. So again, if you're comfortable, by all means, you can just rotate back and forth and then just kind of change the angles as you move. If you want to do that, that's fine. If you're not quite there yet, you don't have to be at this point, so it's fine. All I really need is that you to understand how to do the hand roll one way and then how to do it the other way. You don't have to be fluid with it yet. You will later, but not yet. So same thing on the other side, facing this way. Go one way, bring it back, go the other way. And then let's do that twice. 1, 2. This way. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so that was our hand roll. Our next one is going to be our triangle strike. So this one we're going to do all on our right, going all the way through, and then all on our left. It's just going to make it a little bit easier. So triangle strike, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Twice this way. 1, 2. Making sure we're reaching out when we're striking. You can even, boom, turn those hips, and that's what I'll really like to see. If you throw the hip and then bring it back. Stays close on the way back. 1, 2. 1, 2. Other side, same thing. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Reaching out, getting extension. 1, 2. 1, 2. Next thing we've got is our reverse back switch. This is another one that I kind of expect a few more misses on. It's just, I expect more misses here than on some of the other ones. So we have 3 that are kind of the ones that I really would expect you to miss on, and I'm not going to be worried if you miss a few of them. So don't start filming and then be like, oh, I missed one, I have to restart the entire test. Don't worry about it. Just, if you miss a few, it's fine. Especially here, just try not to clock yourself in the back of the head with this one. You've probably already done that learning this, so let's try not to hit ourselves in the back of the head when we're doing this one. So we're gonna again go 1, 2, 3, 4. Change your angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you miss it, just bring it back up and go again. It's not a real big problem with this. Next thing is going to be closing the chucks. So we have 4 different ways that we're going to close the chucks. So with this, I'm only going to make you show it from 3 different angles because we have 4 different things that we're going to be doing. So twice on each side, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. The first one is going to be our side strike. So side strike, close, raise up, side strike, close, to the front, side strike, close, side strike, close, side, 1, 2, other side, 1, 2, front, 1, 2, 1, 2. Next thing that we have is going to be our outside strike. So our outside strike's here, closing the chucks. So same thing, 1, 2, to the front, 1, 2, 1, 2. Other side, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that was our outside strike to close. Next, we're going to do our inward figure 8. So a few times, catch, drop it back down, catch, drop it down, catch, drop it down, catch, catch. Remember, we're catching it as it's going towards the inside. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Boom, and then catch. And twice on this side. Boom. Here. And 2. 1. And 2. Now we do the same thing with our outside figure 8. So we're doing our outside, and it's going towards the outside. It's kind of cool because it's in the name. Inside as it's going towards the inside, I catch. Outside as it's going towards the outside, I catch. So we're going to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's it for our single nunchaku techniques. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick up our other pair of nunchucks, and we're going to do our double nunchaku techniques. So starting off with these, we're going to do 5 different angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to do a few, especially for these figure eights. It doesn't have to be too many. You can do 4, 5, however many. But remember, I want to see both the mirror version. So we're going to start off with our simultaneous inward figure eight. So we're going to start with mirror. See how both are on the inside, both are on the outside, inside, outside. And then whenever we get to a certain point, we're going to go. So now they're on the same side. So both are on my the right side, both are on the left side. Right side, left side, right side, left side. And then I want you to go back to facing mirror. And then I want you to do again where we're on the same side. So we're going to have that change is going to happen twice at each angle. All right. And then I want it to happen without having to stop. And then, okay, mirror version, stop. Both on the same side. Stop. Mirror. I want it to happen while the chucks are still moving. It might look a little weird at first, but I want that adjustment to happen while they're still moving. So again, I'm going to start off with the mirror. Do a few times, and now I'm doing same side, and now I'm back to the mirror, and now I'm doing same side again. Then I'm going to go face towards the 45-degree mirror, same side, mirror, same side. Now I'm going towards the front, mirror, and you can stop as you change angles, or you can just keep them going and turn, however you want to do it. Same side, mirror, same side. And I turn, mirror, same side, mirror, same side. Turn, mirror, same side, mirror, same side. All right. So that was how to do it with our inward figure eight. It's going to be the exact same thing with our outward figure eight. So we're going to start here. If you want, you can start with going to the same side, or you can start mirror. Again, we're just going to be alternating. So facing one side, I'm doing mirror, boom, and now I'm going same side, and then go back to the mirror, and then go back to the same side. I don't know why, but for me, these ones are harder. The outward figure eights are harder than the inward figure eights to change. Maybe you might find that's the same for you. It's all right if it is. Mirror, or yeah, mirror, same side, 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 mirror, same side. So, like I said, those ones I personally find a little bit more difficult to change than compared to the inside. Don't worry about it. If you feel the same way, just practice it a little bit more. All right, next is going to be our alternating diagonal strikes. So remember, our diagonal strikes, we strike out, and then it comes in close to us as we're raising it back. So I don't want to reach out as I'm raising it back up. I want to bring it in close as I raise back up. Boom. One's going out as the other one's coming back in. So we're going to do 4 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you hear the clacking behind my back. It's okay, especially on these ones. It's much more likely for you to be clacking because they're moving at the same time. So if they clack behind your back, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that sound. It's no problem. All right, next one is going to be our alternating triangle strikes. So again, reaching out on the strike, in close. Out on the strike, in close. We're going to do 4, turning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw some hips into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that was the last of our double nunchaku techniques that you need to demonstrate for the Blue Chevron level. So if you want, you can go ahead, toss that pair out of the way, or tuck it in your belt, or, whatever you want to do. Just get it out of the way. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our combat strikes. Our combat strikes, or our combat drills, are going to be done from 3 different angles. So first one that we're going to have is going to be our forehand combat strike, and we're doing that with our step up and back. So I'm going to step with my right forehand combat strike while I'm here, and then I'm moving back. Step up, forehand, and back. That's 2, up, forehand combat, 3, and 4. I'm going to do the same thing, facing the front. 1, 2, I want you to start getting a little bit of speed with this. 3, 4. If you have the room, obviously I want you to try and move around more compared to just a really small movement. I want you to try to big movements, really covering and pulling away distance as we're practicing these. And so the last angle I got is over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, our next one is our backhand combat strike. So it's kind of the same thing. We're going to step off, boom, backhand, set up, step off, boom, backhand, that's 2, step, backhand strike, 3, step, backhand strike, 4. So again, pick up a little speed. I'm showing it slow right now. We're going to pick up the speed on this one. I want you to kind of have these a little bit faster and then covering that distance while you do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to change angles and do the same thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got our next one, which is going to be our downward combat strike. This one's going to be done with a press forward, push back. So push forward, push back. So this one you can do 2 and then switch. So I could go 1, 2, and then switch sides. 1, 2. Actually, that's how I want you to do it. I want you to do 1, 2, switch sides, 1, 2, switch sides. Facing towards the front. 1, 2, switch sides. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so the next one we're going to do is basically putting together our forehand combat strike and our downward combat strike, again on that step up and back footwork. So break it down slow. We're going to step up with the right, back, forehand, and we have this little lunge, or you could do a little bit of a step forward for that downward. Same thing, other side. Here, here, that's 2, 3, 4, and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. And change your angles. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we've got one last one for our combat drills, and it's going to be putting all 3 of our combat strikes together. So you can start this at any point in it. I typically find the easiest point for me to start it at is to do it with that backhand combat strike, because it's a little bit different. I'm not doing a forehand how we traditionally do it. I'm raising it up and umbrelling it around the head. This could be a block to the side as I do it, and then the downward, and then I step off again. Here, here, here. So I like to do it that way, but sometimes I will start it off as if I just did my step. Boom, I'm here. 1, 2, 3. And the reason I might do that is so I can go right hand, right hand, right hand, then left hand, left hand, left hand. Compared to if I step first and then do the outside or the backhand combat strike and then go around. So that was a left-handed strike, then it's right hand, right hand, right, left, left. So however you want to start it. I like to start it with the backhand. It just kind of flows a little bit easier, but it will be alternating the hands depending on how your count is in your head. It might be a little confusing. So let's go ahead and do this one. So again, I'm going to start with the backhand. Strike, 1 strike, 2 strike, 3. Here's 2. Here's 3. And here's 4. Change the angle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. To the side. And again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So if you noticed, I missed one right in the middle. It's actually something I should not have missed. It was a simple up. I did here, boom. But as we start to speed up, and I want you to do this kind of fast, you're going to be more likely to make a mistake. If you see me doing these slow, boom, here, here, where it's really fluid, there's less chance I'm going to make the mistake. But when we start really speeding up, our hands are like, they have to catch up, which is good. I want to see that. If you make the mistake, that's fine. What I want to see is that you be able to recover really quickly. So when I did that, boom, if I miss it, I just raise it up again. Or I could have brought it here to get it back to both hands on the chucks. So if you make that mistake, just correct it really fast. Remember, these are combat drills, so mistakes are even more likely to happen when we're sparring. You're going to be even more likely to not catch the chucks. So I want you to be able to, I missed it. Okay, well, I need to figure out how to get back to both hands on the chucks as quickly as possible. So keep that in mind. If you make the mistake, that's fine. Just correct it as fast as you can. All right, so that was the last of our combat drills. So the next thing that we've got is going to be our kata. So we're going to do Dragon's Kata. I'm going to go from the front and then one from the side angle. So let's start off here. Bow, present, Dragon's Kata, step back with the left foot, and go. Step up, kia, turn, up, down, to the front, up, our figure 8 strike, front kick, kia, front strike, up, switch, our figure 8, front strike, up, switch, around the neck, part 1, turn and face towards the rear, inward figure 8, our figure 8. Front strike, front kick, kia on that front kick, bring around the neck, up, turn back to the front, inward figure 8, up, our figure 8, front strike, up, switch, other side, our figure 8, step through, front strike, up, step back with the right, our figure 8, front strike, step up around the neck, back towards the front, inward figure 8, raise up, our figure 8 strike, front kick, kia, front strike, up, switch, pull it out over the right shoulder, Dragon's combination or combination number 5 around the neck, part 1, raise up, excuse me, so around the neck, part 1, boom, reverse around the neck, up, switch, part 2, up, switch, in. So that combination at the end is going to be combination number 5. I've been calling it Dragon's combination or the Dragon combination. But when I stopped to say it, I kind of messed up. So that's fine. If you make a mistake, like you just saw me do, again, just fix it. It's fine. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to change angles. We're going to do the same thing. So bow. Make sure you can see me good. Bow. Present. Now, I'm able to look and check my cameras to make sure that I am still in the frame. Please do the same whenever you're doing this. There's not much point of me watching it, if you're way off the frame, I can't see anything. So please check to make sure that you are in the frame. If you have to make little adjustments, like a little scoot back, pause wherever you were. Maybe you just did an outward figure eight strike, wherever you were, and then just pause, step back, and then continue on with whatever was next. So please make those adjustments. I would much rather see you make a pause, adjust where you're positioning, and then continue than not be able to see you at all. All right, we're here. Bow, present, step back with the left, and go. Kia, side strike, turn, back towards the front, raise up, outward figure eight strike, front kick, Kia, front strike, up, switch, outward figure eight, front strike, up, switch, around the neck, part one, turn, face the rear, inward figure eight, raise up, outward figure eight strike, front kick, Kia, front strike, boom, around the neck, back towards the front, inward figure eight, up, to the side, outward figure eight strike, front strike, up, switch, turn, outward figure eight, front strike with the step, excuse me. So now at this point, I might start chopping off over there, depending on where I'm at. So I might make this adjustment step as I go here, and then I step back, outward figure eight strike. That way when I step to do that front strike, I don't go off the frame. Boom, bring it around the neck, back towards the front. Make an adjustment if I need to. Raise up, outward figure eight strike, front kick, Kia, front strike, up, switch, pull it out, dragons combination, around the neck part one, reverse around the neck, switch, around the neck part two, up, switch over the left shoulder, right foot comes in, step out, present, together, and bow. So again, make mistakes, that's fine, keep going, and if you need to pause, just correct yourself, just stop, correct wherever you are, just move, make sure you're back on frame. I understand. You don't have to explain it to me, but if you want to, be like, hey, I'm moving to stay in frame. If you want to say that, it's fine. But if I see you pause and just kind of move back, I'm going to know that it's due to space limitations. So it's common. Don't worry about it. Just do it if you need to. All right, so our next thing is going to be our combos. So our combos are going to be done from 1, 2, 3 different angles. Our first combination is going to be our down switch, then we've got our same side down switch, followed by another down switch. So now it's over here again. Now we're same thing onto the other side, so it's going to alternate sides. So we're here, we're going to go down switch, same side down switch, down switch. That's 1, down, 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 2, down, 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 3, down, 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 4. Make sure that for that same side down switch, you're probably going to have to be in a long grip depending on how long your chucks are or how long the connection is. So just kind of be aware. If you're used to doing your down switch and catching it in these higher grips, well, when I go for this, why can't I catch it? Well, that's probably why you can't catch it. So make sure that you're catching it in a longer grip, or if you're not catching it in a long grip, after you do catch it, you slide your hand and then go here. So that way, even if I miss it, it's on top of here, and I don't have to worry about it as much. All right, from the front now. Down, down, down. That's 1. Down, down, down. That's 2. Down, down, down. 3. Down, down, down. 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that was combination number 1. Combination number 2, we're going to be using our outward figure eight. We're going to do a hand roll, reverse outward figure eight, another hand roll, getting back. So I want you to do that twice. So that's the whole sequence. Do that twice on one hand, turn, turn, and then coming back the same way. So we're doing outward figure eight, boom. Make sure you're in the right spot to be able to do a hand roll. Reverse outward figure eight, hand roll. That's 1, outward figure eight, hand roll, reverse outward figure eight, hand roll. Now we're going to turn, change, same thing. Reverse, hand roll, regular. That's 1, and that's 2. Turn, 1, turn, 2. Was that 2? I think I had one more on there. So when you're doing the same thing over and over again, you kind of mess up on your counting. Sometimes your brain just kind of goes, what am I doing? Even me, who I'm sitting here and explaining these things, sometimes I'm just like, I just did this a whole bunch of times. What's next? And sometimes your muscle memory just goes to something else completely. That's fine. Just try to, oh, yep, this is what I'm doing. Go back to it. It happens. It happens to all of us. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing with my left hand. I'm doing the outward figure 8. And now as I go to the inside, I do my reverse hand roll. And then as I go towards the outside, I do my regular hand roll. And that's 1. And I go here, reverse hand roll, 2, forward hand roll. And I'm going to change directions. Hand roll, hand roll. That's 1. Hand roll, hand roll, and that's 2. 1, and here is 2. All right, so we did our outward figure 8. So the next one is going to be the same thing, except for we're doing inward figure 8 now. So I'm here. So before I did my first hand roll going towards the inside, well, now I'm going to do my first hand roll going towards the outside. And then the second hand roll goes towards the inside. That's 1. And 2. 1. Hand roll. Second hand roll. That's 1. And hand roll 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Same thing, other side. And we'll figure 8. Hand roll and hand roll. Hand roll. Hand roll. And the cool part is, if you don't feel confident, I missed that one, you can just go to wait to the next one. I missed that one. Okay, I'm going to wait to the next one. And now I can go. So you don't have to do a set number of figure 8s before you do the hand roll. You just do it. So figure 8s, and then I feel confident I can do it now. All right, I can't do it yet. Nope, missed it. Gonna have to wait. All right, I got that one. And then last angle. So don't have to rush it too much to the point where this happens. That's not something you want happening. So you don't have to do it. Just wait for the right time. Okay, I know that was a good time. All right, and when's my next one? Oh, there's my next one. Felt comfortable right there. And then, okay, we're going to the outside. There we go. That's a good time. All right, this next one's going towards the inside. Oh, nope, I missed that one. All right, let's do this. So you don't have to hit it 1, 2 every time. Relax, figure out when it's going to happen, and then do it. All right? So the next thing is going to be our combination number 4. This is actually, I think this one's actually a pretty fun one. So we're going to do diagonal strike. And now as this diagonal strike's coming back, I'm going to do it back switch, raise up, over the head, under to over. So I did the lateral under to over, catch, and then I do a downward arm switch. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. You already know all these combinations by heart, right? Cool. All right, so starting this way, diagonal, back switch, under, over, downward. That's 1. Diagonal, back switch, over the head, under, over, up and hold, down switch. That's 2. That's 3. And 4. Change to the front. That wouldn't. So sometimes like then, I tried to do 2 down switches in a row to put it back on my dominant side because I want to do it on this side more than I want to do on that side. So if you make that mistake, sorry. So that's 1. Diagonal strike, boom. Honestly, I feel it helps if you say what the techniques are to prevent something like that from happening. So, diagonal strike, back switch, over the head, lateral under over, up and hold, down switch. It's just a lot to say sometimes, so I don't like to say it all the time. And one more on this side here, up and over, down, and that's 4. Now off to this side, diagonal strike, under over, downward, diagonal, back, under over, up, 2 more, 1 more. All right, so that was combination number 4. Combination number 5, like I had mentioned while doing the forms and messed me up while saying it, but combination number 5 is our Dragon's combination. Dragon's combination. It is our around the neck, part 1, reverse around the neck, up, switch, part 2, up, switch, and now we're on the other side and we can do the same thing. So we're gonna do 4, 4, 4. Ready? I'm gonna start on my right side. Go. 1, around the neck, part 1, reverse around the neck, up, switch, part 2, up, switch, that's 1. Other side, reverse around the neck, up, switch, down, that's 2 as I switch. Around the neck, part 1, reverse around the neck, up, switch, part 2, up, switch, that's 3. Around the neck, part 1, reverse around the neck, up, switch, part 2, up, switch, change angles, 1, reverse around the neck, up, switch, 2, up, switch, here's 2, reverse around the neck, boom, yep, switch sides, here, again, because I'm doing the same thing, it can be a little hard, so that was 2, here's 3, around the neck, part 1, reverse, switch, part 2, switch, here's 4, change angles. Around the neck, part 1. Reverse around the neck. Up, switch, part 2. Up, switch, here's 2. Reverse around the neck. 2. Up, switch, here's 3. Around the neck, part 1. Whoop. Reverse around the neck. Up, switch, 2. Up, switch, and here's 4. Around the neck, part 1. Reverse around the neck. Up, switch. Part 2. All right, so that was our combinations. Now, the last 2 things that we have to demonstrate are our ability requirements. So the first ability requirement is being able to do 50 forehand combat strikes, alternating, so it's 25 on each side. Try to turn your hips a little bit. 50 within 1 minute. So you don't have to get out a timer or a clock to time yourself. At this point, I kind of expect that you can already do this and that you've already timed yourself doing this. All right, so please have already practiced this by now so that you know that you can do it and just go for it. I'm gonna time you. I'll have a stopwatch. I'll time you during the video, but I want you to just go. I don't want you to have to fuss around with something, getting it ready. No, just go right into it, say, this is what I'm doing, and go. So let's practice this real fast. 50 on each side, count them out loud. I want to hear all of them being counted. Ready? If you make a mistake, boom, you didn't catch it, then that one doesn't count. So if I say, boom, and oh, I didn't catch it, okay, well, now I can go to 3 or however, whatever my next one is. So you will make some mistakes. I might make some mistakes. Don't count that one. Does not count. Just count again. All right? Ready? Set? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn your hips. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one didn't count. 8, 9, 50. So I stumbled on one, didn't really feel like that one should have counted, so I didn't count it. I started again, And it's usually going to be in your last 10 where you're going to make the most mistakes. That's fine. So I already know that that was definitely doing more than 1 per second. So if you're able to do at least 1 strike every second without missing it, you're going to make this time no problem. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing this. Not super difficult, but you do have to have some speed, and I do want to see your hips turning while you do this. Now the last requirement requires you to actually be able to hit something. So if you have one of these bobs, these things are great, but you can do it on a punching bag. You can do it on a tree. You might damage your nunchucks, so I would recommend doing it on a soft tree. Maybe if you have a piece of bamboo, you can do it on a piece of bamboo, something. Doesn't really matter. You need to be able to strike something and control the ricochet. So I don't care what it is you are striking, but you need to be able to strike something and control the ricochet. This does not have to be filmed with the rest of the test. So I know maybe you're practicing inside or you're practicing somewhere and you just don't have anything that you can demonstrate that you can strike with. That's fine, I understand. I do need to have this submitted at the same time as the test. You can send this to me in an email. You can cut and paste and put it at the end of your test so it's all in one video. However you want to do that, I need it to be sent at the same time as your test, but you do not have to be, it does not have to be one consecutive video at this point. You could end it after you did the first ability requirement, your 50, and then you can demonstrate this one in a separate video. That is completely fine. So for this, I really just need to see a few strikes of you striking something. So here I'm going to do my, and it doesn't matter what strike you want to do, what strike you're going to do either. So I like to do, obviously the most practical in my opinion, is the forehand combat strike. So that's the one I like to do, and that's the one I like to see. But if you want to do a side strike, you can do that. Again, I like to see and I like to practice the forehand combat strikes or the downward combat strikes. That way it's more of a realistic, this is something I would be doing in sparring. I need to learn how to control this. So we're here. And I need to see both hands. All right, if you can do it from different angles, that would be great as well, just so I have a different perspective. So I want you to just demonstrate that you're able to strike something and that this isn't happening where you get hit with that ricochet. So if I hear you go, ow, well, you probably got hit with the ricochet. So try not to do that. We want to make sure that we do have control. This is a weapon, so we need to know how to actually use it when sparring. So just swinging around isn't good enough. We need to be able to strike something and not get hurt ourselves. Remember that, it's the key. We're striking something, but we are not getting hurt. So that is everything for the Blue Chevron exam. I know it's kind of a long video. We practice all this stuff. You can watch this video as many times as you need to help prepare. It's all of the stuff that I want to see and how I want to see it. So keep practicing. Watch this video, I don't know, at least 372 times, maybe 373 times. Watch as much as you need to until you feel confident and until you're ready to submit your exam. Have a good day, you guys.